What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in. The hobbled, short-handed Clippers do it again. I mean, just a couple days ago, they lost Norman Powell to a broken foot. And he definitely was a good acquisition for the Clippers. And I definitely know that Ty Lue wanted to implement him in the offense even more because of the way he can score. And he does play defense along with Robert Covington. Shout out to him. He always plays significant minutes when he's on the floor. But they go against a team like the Warriors last night and they find a way to pull out a victory, a huge victory. You know, I can't say enough about this team. You know, I've said it over and over. How does this team do it? You know, I don't get it. I really don't. This team seems to always be resilient. And it like I said in many videos, it really has me shaking my head because when I look at this team, how can you beat teams like the Warriors, but you lose to teams like Orlando or one of the low-seeded teams? You know, well, how come they can't pull together a 5-6 game winning streak with the teams they have on the floor? Because it's like, if you're good enough to beat those teams, you should be good enough to go on a 5-6 game winning streak. I mean, because it's like sometimes the Clippers will beat a team that has the biggest name in the NBA at that point, you know, going at that point, and then they lose to a team that doesn't have no name in NBA, like the Orlando Magic or something like that. You know, it's just really mind-boggling how this team is, you know. And it's like they got to find a way to be just more consistent. You know, they got to find a way to win, you know, more games, string together some more wins. But, you know, you definitely can't take away from wins like this, because a win like this against the Warriors definitely builds confidence. And, you know, it definitely shows that, you know, they're together as one. You know, they play as a unit and they play solid. And it definitely shows that Ty Lue is doing his job as a coach. And, you know, can't nobody take that from him. But I guess it's just hard to get consistency out of a bunch of young players, you know, who are trying to find their way in this league and trying to find their way on this team just to, you know, stay afloat. And I definitely know it's hard, but man, when you see them do stuff like this, you just wonder, why can't they win 5 or 6, 7 straight, you know, and, you know, put themselves like in the 6th seed of the West and kind of give themselves a little bit of breathing room. You see what I'm saying? So it's questionable, but at the same time, it's impressive, you know, and you have to give this team some credit. Like I said, hey, shout out to Terrence Mann. You know, he had a really good game. I've been waiting for him to have more games like this, because I feel like, you know, he should have, especially this year, even when PG was playing, I feel like he should have had more games where he was, you know, more involved in the offense. And I know Luke Kennard was out, but Terrence Mann definitely has to assert himself in the offense more, because he's definitely one of their valuable pieces, you know, which, you know, he showed that last year in the playoffs, you know, where he came up big in the playoffs for them, you know. And if you're going to do that, you got to show up and do it consistently going forward. Now, this game, I say Marcus Morris cooled off a little bit. He had 3 or 4 games there where he was just cooking a little bit. And, you know, the Clippers definitely appreciate that, but they definitely would love to appreciate it more if he can be consistent as well. But like I said, it was Terrence Mann night. He had a big game. Reggie Jackson, you know, Action Jackson, always hitting big shots, you know, as he always does. And, you know, getting into the teeth of the defense and things like that, and, you know, finding his way. And, you know, Zubac had a couple impressive plays as well. Didn't score much, but he did have some impressive plays as well. I'd like to see him be more aggressive on the offensive end, dunking on people the way he did Kevon Looney. That was, you know, in the beginning of the game, I saw where he basically posterized him, basically, you know what I'm saying, dunked him right in the rim and just showed that aggression, you know. And every time Zubac seems to do that, the bench always jumps up, and it seems like everybody always seems to root for him when he gets aggressive like that. And I do believe he'll serve a lot more purpose, of course, when Kawhi Leonard comes back, because for some reason, him and Kawhi Leonard has some type of chemistry where Kawhi is going to the elbow and he finds him on that pick and roll, and Zubac goes up strong, and he seems to benefit a lot off Kawhi Leonard's presence. So, I mean, you know, that's definitely good. Hopefully, you know, shout out to Kawhi Leonard and PG, of course. Hopefully they come back as well. But definitely a big game for the Clippers. I mean, you know, Not a lot of people probably thought that the Clippers would win, especially with the Splash Brothers on the floor, because even still, when they're struggling, they're still a dangerous team because one of them might be hot or both of them might be hot. And Stephen Curry was, but it wasn't good enough. So it just shows that the Clippers do have defense. They can make some defensive plays, and they can turn up the defense when they decide to. And it shows that, they could really be a good team if they find a way to get healthy. And, at this point here, you say to yourself, oh, everything will be fine. Everything will be great. And that's the way you have to think. You have to be positive about everything. You got to be. And I definitely understand that. But you also have to be optimistic, too. I'm not sure what's going to happen when PG comes back. I mean, if he does come back, I'm not sure how good he's going to play. He's going to have to get back in the rhythm. And, at the same point in time, if he does come back and play, is he going to be kind of ginger walking around, not wanting nobody to hit that arm and be a little less aggressive going to the basket, just taking more jumpers? See, that's another thing you got to take into account. You hope that he doesn't come back that way if he's cleared to come back after the 24th of this month. But, you have to wait and see. And then you got to wait and see with Kawhi Leonard as well, even though I heard reports that Kawhi is definitely wanting to come back and pushing as quick as he can to make a comeback on his team to help this team, take it to the next level. So, I mean, it's definitely some promising days coming for the Clippers, but it's just definitely the days you have to wait on because they're not here as we speak. But at the same time, the Clippers are giving you a lot to hope for, especially when they get wins like this against teams like the Warriors and other teams they've beaten, coming back from 25, 35 points down this season. It definitely gives you hope in what this team can do. And I feel like the analysts and the people that, when I watch the games, I feel like the analysts are starting to show Clippers that respect, under the radar. It's like every time you play this team, you never know who they're playing or how good that team on the other end may be, unless you see the schedule. But until you see the ending of the game, you realize the Clippers are a legit team because they beat teams that have a household name. They'll go out there and beat a team like the Brooklyn Nets, or they'll beat a team like the Bucks, or they'll go out there and beat a team like the Warriors or the Phoenix Suns. They just have ways of neutralizing teams to better themselves on the floor. And it's kind of crazy because whether they're down 20 or 30 points, you can't never count them out. And if they keep the game close, they definitely have a chance of beating you because Ty Lue instills something in them that no other coach instills in their players. And that's the next man up mentality and the play with our backs against the wall mentality. And it worked for the Clippers better than any team in the NBA, as I've said on many occasions before. So, I mean, you have to give this team credit. You have to give this team, a lot of praise and flowers in regards to, what they're able to do and how they're able to maintain, man. I mean, I can't remember the last time I've seen a team with no superstars on there trading, core players like Serge Ibaka and losing players, like Norman Powell, somebody who can come in and really contribute on the offensive end and still find a way to beat a team like the Warriors, who has like the second or first or second best record in the NBA. It's just really crazy to see that. And it's really hard to understand how they're able to do that. But, the right coaches, the right people around you, the right locker room, the right presence and the right mindset can help you do a lot of things. And the Clippers definitely prove that amongst any other team in the NBA. I mean, it's just crazy to think. Let this sink in. The Clippers are actually better than the Lakers, and the Clippers don't even have neither one of their superstars. And the Lakers got all three of theirs, and the Clippers are actually a better team without their superstars. I mean, well, I'm not saying they're a better team without their superstars, but they're a better team than the Lakers, and they have nobody on there that has a household name. And that's very, very strange to even fathom, because it shows you how good this team could be, and it shows you how deadly they could be. So I feel like the media needs to start giving this team more respect and understanding how this team is put together and how Ty Lue is definitely keeping the ship together, and the Titanic is not going to sink anytime soon because he has this team afloat and he has them ready to go every single night. And I don't care who the opponent is, they really just don't fear anybody. And I don't know if they're playing with house money. I don't know if they're just playing just because we have nothing to lose. But that nothing to lose mentality, which goes underrated with this team, really drives them to be a really good team. And a lot of people are starting to really notice that. I mean, like I said, I hear the analysts now talking in regards to like, hey, yeah, this team, they may be shorthanded, but don't sleep on them because they still might beat you at the end of the night. In the fourth quarter, they still might be up 5 or 10 points, or you may have them down 10, 20 points, but in the fourth quarter, it's a tie game going into overtime and they might have a chance to beat you. So, I mean, it's like, it's really a weird type of situation with the Clippers, but I mean, weird or not, it works for them, and it's been working for them this whole season. So I mean, like I said, all Clippers Nation, if I were you, I would just keep hope alive the way you have been, and just keep it right where it's at, because I mean, something good is going to happen in regards to Kawhi and PG coming back, and the other good thing I think that could happen, of course, is them taking it all the way and winning a championship. But hey, that's my take on everything. You leave any comments in the comment section as always. And hey, Khaliis out.